Hey Freedom Family, Mark here, and I'm so glad you're here at underscore freedom for life underscore, where we give you the tools, the truth, and the knowledge to take you from where you're at to where you're called and created to be. Hey, and I am so happy for today's conversation because today we get to share one of those areas that is one of the most common limiting mindsets that many of us deal with that stop us from the life that we're created for. The mindset is around this feeling rejection. So let's get started, shall we? And as we're getting started today, could you do me a favor? Could you subscribe, become part of the Freedom Family? We want you to be part of our family. And don't forget, hit that notification bell so that you're made aware every time we upload, because every one of those conversations we want you in on. And as we're getting started today, here's a question for you. Have you ever felt unloved? Have you ever felt left out, left behind, forgotten? Have you ever felt like you didn't matter? In a relationship, in a group, in a community, in a conversation? Have you ever felt like the one person that nobody wanted to hang with, or that one person that didn't get invited to the party? Have you ever felt in a relationship like you didn't matter to that other person? If you have felt any of those emotions, what you felt is this emotion called rejection. And many of us have felt it. Rejection is this. It simply comes down to this: a relationship I have with somebody and desiring a certain output, whether it's love or it's attention or it's kindness or it's time together or whatever it is. That thing I desire and I need is missing. Super common, unfortunately, for a lot of children whose parents are busy or active or maybe not even there at all. It's this feeling of, I don't count in their eyes, I don't matter to them. And the problem with it is when you feel like you don't matter to those that you're hoping to receive love from, like every child should be able to receive from their parent. When that happens in your life, and all of a sudden it becomes an identity of you not mattering to anybody. But there's hope and there's help and there's truth that can destroy that lie, because the truth of the matter is you do matter. And by changing that mindset, you can set yourself free from the results of feeling rejection in your life. And those things are called solutions, and we are adamant, which means passionate, to tell you what the solutions are that help you, not just give you great ideas, but give you tangible tools to be able to live it out. And we have a 3-step solution for you, just like we did on our shame video that you can see here. We have a 3-step solution to take you from rejection to feeling free and independent and worthy to be loved. And so let's talk about the first one, the first solution. As I said before, the first solution is this: separate. And it is this: separate your identity from their behavior. Here's the truth of the matter in every relationship. My behavior I own 100% responsibility for, and so does the other person in the relationship. That being said, who they are, how they act, and how they respond to me has nothing to do with who I am, my identity. I say that because the challenge is when we feel rejection, we feel like there's something lacking in us, and that's an absolute lie. There's nothing lacking in you because somebody chose the behaviors that they chose. And when I can separate my identity from their behavior, I can see their behavior for what it is. A responsibility of theirs, not something I need to take on and own. So the first thing is separate. Separate out your identity from their behavior. It's not the same thing, and your identity isn't informed by what they say, how they respond, or what they give. It is you and you alone, and in that, you'll be able to separate yourself from rejection and see their emotional response for what it is, their responsibility, not yours to own. Step 2 in the solution process is this: forgive. Forgive them for their behavior, whatever that behavior was that caused you to feel rejected. But also forgive yourself for the belief that you have. Here's the power in forgiveness. It allows you to be able to walk without carrying the burden, because the truth of the matter is unforgiveness is you carrying somebody else's burden and not being able to release it. And because of that, you're the one in bondage, not them. And I know forgiveness can be hard if there's somebody who's really given you some hurt and some pain and some wounds. I get that. I absolutely do. But if I can't forgive them, then I carry the burden with them and I am attached to them. And in that place, I can never get healed. So you can forgive them for the behavior without saying it was okay, that it was right what they did, that you deserved it. None of those are true. It's simply saying this: I'm going to release myself from carrying this around any longer. And forgiving yourself truly means this: your belief in thinking that you were less than who you are. Because at the end of the day, if you don't see the truth of who you are, who will? And anything less than who you were created to be isn't a thought that you should entertain at all. So forgive them and forgive you. And in that place, you're released to be able to receive the healing that you deserve. The third step to this solution is this honesty, where you've forgiven the person who's hurt you and you've forgiven yourself for the beliefs that you've had, where you're able to separate your identity from their behavior. Here's honesty. Honesty is being honest about your worth and determining your worth by your value, not by their behavior. So while I'm able to separate out and understand I have identity separate, and I'm able to forgive them and me, giving myself free rein to walk in my healing, now all of a sudden I have permission to be honest about my worth and look at it from the place of my value and who I'm created to be, not the behavior that they respond with. And in that place, you start to walk in this place of empowerment, because now all of a sudden, not only are you able to not take on the hurt and the rejection from other people's behavior, but now all of a sudden, super secret for you, you're actually able to determine relationships by whether people give you the value and the worth that you deserve. So you're starting to have relationships that grow in health and well-being because you already know who you are, and that's the only relationships you'll accept. But at the end of the day, honesty comes down to this: what are you worth? How valuable are you? We have this video where we talked about it. You are an amazing, valuable, one-of-a-kind creation. And in that place, you deserve to be loved, not rejected. You deserve to be included, not separated. You deserve to be a part of the communities, the relationships, and the opportunities that are yours and yours alone. Rejection. Separate out your identity, forgive them and you, and honestly see what your value is. Not what your experience has been, but who you truly are on the inside. And you'll start to see that life come about in your life without rejection in your life any longer. Hey, I'm Mark, and I am so glad you're here at _freedom4life_, where we give you the tools, the truth, and the knowledge to take you from where you're at to where you're called and created to be. So glad you were part of this conversation. Do me a favor, hit that like button if something resonates with you. Let us know that something we're doing here matters to you. And speaking of matter, in the comments down below, do me a favor and put a comment if this is something that you've dealt with, or if there's a subject, conversation that you want to have. Don't forget to share this video, and don't forget down below, we have our Instagram and our Facebook links. Check us out on those formats as well, because we're having conversations there that might matter to you. But the last thing, and not the least thing, is this: dominate your day, Freedom Family.